axle doesn't sound good, does it?
Well, I thought I was going to show you how to get that off with the cheap tools. Instead, what I did was I made a video on how to destroy my breaker bar. I bent that one, and I broke that one.
Not even close.
Proving that I am stronger than my breaker bars, but the nut is stronger than me. So it's time to break out the big guns. Behold the mighty earthquake. Sometimes it takes the ooga doogas. Next trick is to take the two strut mounts loose. Right? Two great big nuts that hold the strut on. I'm going to take those loose and try and lean this knuckle over. Hopefully that'll work. Because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I've never done this on a Honda Element. Did it once long ago on an Accord, but it was a little different. Got my nuts. Don't drop your nuts. Don't ever hammer your screwdrivers. Don't do it. I don't know why I keep saying this. Half-ass marking where the strut goes so that I can try and line it back up. But I ultimately expect that I will need an alignment after this. Which is okay, because frankly, the car needed one anyway. Boing. Ooh, Yahtzee. I won. Alright, see if that comes out now. Boing. 10mm brake line retainer here. Let's take that loose before I really break something. Alrighty, now our brake line's out of the way. Slide that down. Pop the old axle out, hopefully. Easy, anybody can do it. Let's see if I can pull that out. That has come completely apart. It's just got the stupidest little snap ring that holds this thing in. Barely anything holding it in. I'm sure if you all believe hard enough, this will work. I think I won. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, boys and girls. You believed. And now, the axle come out. Hooray! So I was kind of hoping that I could use the trick that they used in Jaws where they didn't really show you the monster, and it's even more scary because you hardly ever see the shark. So this is my axle. It's completely come apart. And since that last shot was practically useless, I'll kind of explain to you what's going on here. This is the spline end that goes through your wheel. It's that big nut we were trying to get off that I destroyed my wrenches on. This is the side that goes into the transmission. Actually, it goes into a jack shaft. This was completely separated, so I'm hoping that's all the racket and noise that I was hearing and pops that I heard when I was going around corners. This just slides in and snaps in, but of course, once it's in there, it's kind of happy to be there, and it's hard to get it out. So I had to go whack it. One good hit with a great big hammer, and my pickle fork knocked it loose, and then it just slides right out. And since I'm working on the ground and not on a lift, it's kind of hard to swing that great big hammer under there. So here's the new drive shaft. This is an AutoZone Duralast, and you know, it may be a big piece of crap. I don't really know. People do not recommend buying these, but it sure was a lot cheaper than just about anything else I found out there, and they would deliver it the next day, so I like that. It's got little grease seals built into the ends, which frankly looks better than the shaft I took out. Wish me luck. It worked last time. It should work this time. Wish, damn it. Snap. Now, our axle comes with a new nut. Thank God. So we take that off. It's on backwards. Take it off. Now let's see if we can work it into the hub or not. Whatever. It's just kind of a wrestling match at this point. Sort of pointed into the hole. The rest might work itself out. Hey, there we go. So let's see if we can get it going. Come on. Let's try a little magic juice. Ah, here we go. Yeah. It's just a wrestling match. That's really what it is. Put our nut on so we don't lose our gains here. Not on all the way, but just enough to keep the shaft from falling back out. Now we've reached the point where I've got to line my bolt holes back up for my strut. Alright. Whew. After much wrestling, I was finally able to get this bastard started. That is the top bolt holding the strut in. And it was not easy. Basically what I did was I wrestled around and finally got the bottom hole kind of lined up where I could actually see the two holes. Shoved this screwdriver through it, then let that hold everything, wrestled the top one until it went in. And now it's in urethra. Let's put a knot on that. Let's see if I can get the other bolt in. That wasn't helpful at all. Jeez. Uh-oh. All right, hang on. Wait a minute. My bolt. Come on, you bastard. Precision tool. There's that. Put some torques back on it. Go for medium. Quick show of hands. How many of y'all are from the south? If you're from the south, you know what I'm talking about. Down here, it's about 95, 98 degrees, about 207% humidity. And we have something down here called getting overheated. You can tell when somebody's getting overheated because they start being really stupid and delusional. I think I might have passed that point a little while ago. Let's blast this mother home. Things are starting to look correct on here. My axle no longer makes weird noises. Listen, go back and check that video where I checked all my brake calipers. When I did this, that thing said clunk, 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 clunk. It was terrible, terrible. I have nightmares about it still. Don't ever, ever, ever hit your screwdriver with a hammer. Well, we should be able to jack this monkey up, put the wheel back on, and go for a spin. See if we still got that thunk, thunk, thunk whenever I go around corners and whatnot. I hope I don't. That's gonna make me cry if that happens. How hard is it to change the axle? On the passenger side of the Honda Element, well, you sort of just saw me do it. I'm a little pressed for time today, and I didn't have time to go back and get every single angle on every single shot that I wanted. But the biggest problem is going to be getting the big nuts loose. Once you've conquered that, the rest of it's just a matter of patience and thinking. Two things that I often lack. I posted something earlier on the interwebs about breaking all my tools trying to get that nut off, and Phoenix. If you don't know Phoenix, then you need to know Phoenix. Phoenix is a mobile Honda Element expert mechanic. She will drive to your house and adjust your valves and all that sort of stuff. And she piped up and said, you know what? That'd be a whole lot easier to do if you knocked out this center hub and set the car on the ground and got the pressure of the car weighing down on this wheel to hold that center axle loose. I might not have broke all my tools. I said, thanks a lot, Phoenix, for telling me that after I broke all my tools. I'm gonna have to go find another breaker bar, because like a breaker bar is one of my favorite tools ever. Let's get up here and do a serious, like 180, 360 degree U-turn and see what happens. Yeah, that sounds better. Round and round we go. No popping axles this time. Now before, when I did that, I'd get this bang, 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 bang. My joints coming apart. Not my joints, but the car's joints. Let's try the other side. Alright. So our axles sound a hell of a lot better. One of the other complaints that people have about cheap axles, and these are Duralast axles. I mean, it's a Duralast axle from AutoZone. It's the very definition of a cheap axle. And one of the complaints people have about them is that at high speeds, they vibrate too much. They're not very well balanced. They don't have a lot of quality control. That's why they're cheap. The implication being that if you spend the extra money for the Honda factory part, you'll get better quality control. They'll be balanced better. Maybe that's true. I don't know. Surely you get something for your extra couple $100, right? I don't know. So I'm at about 50 miles an hour right now. I don't notice any extra vibration. Of course, I just put it in. Who knows? Maybe in a week it'll be vibrating like a jackhammer. But so far, I'm pleased. The job's not terribly difficult. Getting the big nut off is the hard part. It sounded dirty. 65, 70 miles an hour, no vibration. So hey, that was money and time well spent. Now I'm gonna go take a shower and kick back and enjoy my weekend. You do the same. We'll see you next week on Scavenger Type. Like and subscribe. Clint Searcy, signing out.